There's something that the cop wants you to know. The best in the world, his name is Firmino. Wait, is he still?
The highly anticipated Chelsea versus Manchester United match did not deliver what was expected of it, goals or entertaining football. Elsewhere, Gerrard got his second straight win since taking over at Aston Villa, while Everton, their poor run continues with a defeat at Brentford. Liverpool are arguably the form team in England right now, scoring 10 goals in the past 3 games. 30% of those came through Diogo Jota, who's been getting an extended run in the team following Roberto Firmino's injury. So the question now, should he start ahead of the Brazilian? Liverpool's first choice to play as a number 9 has been Bobby Firmino for some time now. Is it time to stick with Jota? He's been scoring for fun in Firmino's absence. Vicky, would you like to go first?
I'd like to say Jota scores more goals than Firmino because considering the point, you look at the minutes on the pitch against the number of goals. Like Bobby plays long games, like the time he's on the pitch, but he scores less goals. But Jota just comes in as a sub and he tends to score more goals, So when you compare like the number of minutes and the amount of goals you score, I think Jota is brilliant on that. Firmino is more to like a pivot player, like he's in the center and he plays like more to defensive attack, where like players like Arnold or Robo and Keita, they always like pass the ball to him and he distributes the ball to Salah and Mane for crossing. Whereas Jota, he's always there, up there. When he gets the ball, he don't look around. Like he just scores directly. He tries to make few interesting moves and he just scores some brilliant goals.
Jota maybe gets more goals at the moment, but when Firmino plays, the team actually functions better. He's better at pressing too. Do you think that's also one important fact?
Exactly. First and foremost, obviously, Jota is a fantastic talent at 26, no? And when we signed him, it was also quite difficult because he knew that the front three of Liverpool was very established. Probably the best front line in the world. Actually, not probably, it is the best front line in the world. So personally, for me, I think we have different players. What we see is in the bigger games, I tend to prefer Firmino up front. Because again, I truly believe he's the best false 9 in the world. We saw it in the demolition of United at Old Trafford, no? How he managed to unlock players. The way he plays allows the space for Mo Salah and Sadio Mane to cut in and score those goals against teams that are not so adept defensively, not so structured, not so well sort of drilled. Definitely Jota gets in behind the goal, behind the space, similar to how how Sadio and Salah plays, and that's why he scores more goals. Let's not forget the fact that it's Bobby that helps create the play, unlocks those really tight space, and allows our front line to score in those games.
Do you think if Bobby gets more chances, he will be able to, get more goals?
Bobby has been quite unlucky with injuries and the fact of there's COVID restrictions as well. There were a few games that he had to miss due to the flying restrictions when he flew back for international matches. But if he stays injury-free, I definitely think he should get beyond the 10-goal mark this season. But yeah, having said that, as mentioned, I think Jota is a different sort of player. I do expect more goals out of Jota. And hopefully, I think he will learn a lot under Bobby as well. And to, I think one thing that we saw, for example, against the game recently against Southampton, he had a sort of an easy chance just before he scored that goal. Bobby would have passed that easily, and Mo would have opened the scoring for Liverpool. Jota still makes this sort of errors. Unfortunately, he's still learning, no doubt about it. But yeah, I think in a perfect world, we see Bobby injury-free, and against the bigger teams, perhaps we can fit all 4 into our starting lineup with Jordan and Fabinho sitting deep, no? So you can play a 4-2-3-1 sort of formation.
Jota is still young, we have a good replacement for when Bobby Firmino decides to hang up his boots or either move on. Talking about Liverpool, how impressed have you been with Gerrard at Villa?
I personally thought at that point of time he would have been better off at Rangers, because obviously he beat Celtic's domination. He stopped Celtic from winning 10 in a row, and he won title number 55 for Rangers, so that was excellent. So I thought, he was still, they were doing well in the Europa League. Obviously, unfortunately, they missed out of qualifying the Champions League. In the Europa League, they did well, and in fact, they've qualified for the next stages. So I thought perhaps he was better off challenging for titles, getting some experience in Europe, playing the Champions League rather than fighting relegation at Villa. Because as you mentioned, after beating United, Villa went on a free fall. No? They had 5 losses in a row on the bounce. So I thought, look, rather than fighting relegation, why not fight for titles, get some experience before getting a probably bigger job prior to joining Liverpool, because I do believe one day he will join Liverpool. But then having said that, he's taken over. They've won two games on the trot. So there must be something. There must be the Midas touch. I think everyone knows Stevie is a winner. There's some people that has got that touch, no? So again, what he's changed is he's brought a different sort of mentality to Villa, coming from really huge teams. I think he played obviously for Liverpool for a long time, but also had stints in a big team in the States, as well as the biggest team in Scotland. So I think what he did was change certain things. For example, I think what we've heard is he's banned certain food from being eaten at the training grounds and whatnot.
Yeah, no fizzy drinks.
Exactly, no more fizzy drinks and whatnot. So this thing sort of makes that small little differences. Again, perhaps even if it doesn't change you physiologically, but I think the teams had that belief. Look, there's a change. We've got a winner with us. Again, with all due respect to Dean Smith and what he's done to Villa, of course, but again, Stevie G is Stevie G. He brings a different sort of aura, no, as a legend, as a true winner. So again, 2 wins on the trot. They look likely to avoid the drop for sure. And who knows, they will be fighting for Europa League places, perhaps even pipping United.
I hope that happens. It'll be lovely if Steven Gerrard could do that.
I think Everton is just too easy to beat at the moment because we are on the tempo and all our players. And of course, it's a derby, and we always try to win the derby. And on the other side, over there is Rafa, our ex-manager. Mm-hmm. So I feel a bit emotional for that too, because, Rafa is always our man. And I think even if we win, we won't celebrate that much, just as a respect for Rafa, but still it's going to be a big...
Are you sure we won't celebrate? It's Everton.
I mean, I'll celebrate, but just for Rafa, not on a big scale, because I feel bad for Rafa though.
Do you think they could surprise us?
I wouldn't think so. I think last season, after the euphoria of winning the title after so long, I think we had a really good patch of form. Unfortunately, injuries hit. We had a bad dip suddenly, and we started losing games last year. Again, everyone started beating us, and the fact that there were no fans involved, I think, played a major part of it. Anfield, which is a fortress, without the fans, the players struggled playing there. Let's see. Again, a win. I'm quite convinced of a win. I just want us to avoid injuries, especially playing in the cold and winters here. The pandemic, with Omicron and everything else, we just hope everybody stays safe and healthy. That's the most important thing at this point of time. But a win is guaranteed, I'm sure.
Do you feel the same way, Vicky? A win is guaranteed?
Yeah, definitely. Fingers crossed, man. I believe we can win the game, but we just need the 3 points. And all the best to the Red Men.
So as we saw, the Liverpool fan base is probably as divided as Asran and Vicky. My personal choice would have to be Diogo Jota, who is in the form of his life. But in the coming months, we shall see who ends the season better. Plenty of matches in the EPL in the next few days, starting tomorrow. League leaders Chelsea, champions Manchester City, and title contenders Liverpool all have 2 tough away matches coming up. Who will be top by the end of the week? Your Football Mad Tribe returns next week. Don't forget to respond to our social media posts if you'd like to feature on What's Kickin. Till next time.
Telefon baru percuma untuk semua. Pilih mana satu anda suka tanpa perlu kelulusan atau pendahuluan. Padankan dengan pelan pascabayar tanpa had terbaik kami.